Okay, I'm pretty sure that my only mistake the last time was going it alone. Everything else I think I did was pretty spot on. I did my best to keep her alive. Once the next person came along, the fact that they couldn't hunt either spelled doom for everything. So this time, let's start with 3 people. Other than that, everything else should stay the same. Whoever I get in my random, that's who I'm taking. Wherever it says I should land on the planet, that's where I'll take, and I'll do my best to make it work. Now, I'm going to go as slow as I can. I'm probably not going to speed through the majority of the first couple hours, um, just because that time is pretty critical to get everything established. Plus, it gives me a lot of time to, even when they're sleeping, to just look at their stats, see what they're good at, and see what they're all about. So, that's what I'm about to do now. Let's get going. The one note I will say is that because I'm not doing one person, I'm doing three. Instead of Phoebe Chillax, I'm gonna go with Cassandra Classic. That is the one change I'm gonna do because I think that if I'm gonna have 3 people, I do want the added weight. I don't just want it to be altogether easier for me. I want there to be a little bit more of a balance to it. So even if it is pretty miserably difficult and I get a bunch of people that have all kinds of wacky problems, try to make it work. I'll do my best for them. And I landed on a desert. Okay, well, you know what? That's interesting. I haven't tried that out. I mean, I haven't tried most of anything out. Really, the last person to play this game at all somewhat in depth is Hyatt, and she uses a lot of mods and stuff to make things a little bit more of a experience tailored to what she likes. I go no mods, although I am eyeballing one. Hmm, crud. Let me see if I could do this with the game up. Otherwise, I might have to be right back because when I saw this one, it seemed really interesting. So, for the moment, I'll be right back into the game. But let me see what I can do here. Okay, that actually was amazing. I love the way Tynan and his crew have put this game together. Was able to get to the workshop, subscribe to the one I was looking for, and the game did a quick restart, but unlike a full blanketed kick out of the game, wait a little bit, go back in, it was just a blink and it automatically kind of got me back in immediately. So, the one I was looking at is called Follow Me. So hopefully now, it's one I really wanted for the last one, but I didn't know about it until after I already started the game. I was thinking it would be really great to be able to follow a character around instead of having to bumble around with the keyboard. It would just be a little bit more of an interesting experience watching it go along, especially the way I think I'm doing it, where it's not going to be as many fast forwards or whatnot for a little while at least. So let's see how this works out. Before I jump in, I am going to go over to Steam and read about how it works. I feel like that was a smart thing to do, so I'll be right back. Okay, now it says that while in game we press the home key. So I got one of those. So let's see how this works out. But first, time to get into there. I hope I shuffle into the same thing. I copied down the seed for what I was doing because I was backing out and that seemed interesting. So hopefully I land on a desert again. I don't want to automatically click into just a desert area because I don't know, it just doesn't seem the same as what it would have given me, but if I can get it again, that would be great. If not, let's see what we get. Sorry, I got rid of your 2 saves. I have a feeling you don't remember where you were in that, so it's good to start over anyway. What I am going to do, however, is keep randoming until I end up on a desert. So I'll let the game place me back on a desert. I won't choose it myself, but I will at least stick to what it was before in theory. This is our desert. Let's find out about it. Yeah, I came back. Welcome back yourself. See, well, I was out and I was thinking. I was sitting around and I was like, all right, what am I going to do? I feel like if I go back in with a plan, I might be able to make something work. So I think where I went wrong the first time is that I only had one person. So instead of Phoebe Chillax, I decided to go with Cassandra Classic just to bump it up a little bit in the difficulty, but then go with 3 people. I mean, that's not necessarily a fair trade-off because they're not going to have the tech that the other person started out with, but I don't know, I like the idea of putting it on some challenge. So, I started into the game and I randomized into a desert. Oh wait, I haven't even gotten to the choosing yet. See, what happened was I randomized onto the desert. That was the first thing I got. But then I remembered that there was a mod that I was very, very much interested in. It was a follow me mod, and because I had one person last game, I thought that would be really interesting. I didn't think of it until after the game had already started, so it turns out there was one. I got it, and so I'm going to test it out with this one and see how it works. But because the beginning of this game is more than likely going to be just as slow, just take a couple hours, not speeding through anything. Really try and be more patient in the beginning, even if it's complete devastation as soon as we get going, just like the last time. It's okay. I really want to try and nail down all the little things I can to start off with. And then on top of that, in the moments where they're sleeping and whatnot, where I normally might zoom forward, I'm going to just use that time to kind of learn a little bit about each character, and I see that there's a lot more expanded information you can find out about them. So that's kind of the nitty gritty I really wanted to find out getting back into this game. And so yes, we're going to try out a desert. So I'm here thinking, hey man, you're in chat, I should get you in here. I gotta see a dramatic turn of events. So normally I would just take whichever one I want, but or whichever one they just give me, but you know what, I'm gonna randomize until I land on, you know what, give me a number, a reasonable number, like between like 1 and 20 or something like that. And then I'll just go to that number, and that will be you if you're cool with it. But for everyone else, let's see what we got. Teenager, alright. She's a Wolfpack member, that sounds pretty dope. Not really sure the full impact of what that means. Hold on. $17. Alright, let's see what we got. 1, 2, 3. Not gonna count the whole time, but let's see. So if my count is correct, we have landed on number 16, which interestingly enough, his name is Guts. That's beautiful. It's the name of lead character in my favorite manga, but I digress. Drum roll. Who are you, man? You got male, and you got a pretty, holy cow, your age, 1,405. Alright. And you can't shoot. Okay. So, you know what? I'll take it. Let's see what we got. I don't want to put in just your screen name if that's not you. So, you know what? Why don't you throw down whatever word that you want to be his nickname, and that'll be it too. But I digress. Let's go back to the Wolfpack member. You know what? I like the name. You're a lady, so let's go with Hyatt. That's my lady, even though this one's a little bit young. Colonist. You know, I want a little girl whenever I have a kid one day. I gotta name her. On the real, I'm gonna be naming my daughter Knives. That'll be her nickname. Or middle name, at least, legally. I'm not messing around. My kid's legal name in the middle, Knives. I just realized you're a drug lieutenant, so I'm gonna have to take a minute and figure out what that's all about. And you're a brawl, and you're a masoch, and holy cow. Well, he's good health. Okay, hold on. Alright, you were born on a steam-powered mid-world racked by a century of economic crises. You went to work at a young age, scrounging, shoe polishing, sewing. You did it all. But you were most known as a brothel gopher, delivering all manners of aphrodisiacs and chemicals to the girls' room. Wow. And that's your childhood. That's not your... Okay, hold on. You should have stopped at 16. Yeah, but this sounds really awesome. I'm really interested in finding out. He can't cook either. Or shoot. Well, he can... He's our doctor. You know drugs, you know meds, you're crash landing on a planet that's actually perfect. You're our psycho brawler into paid... I'm not sure what prostophile is. and you want to be, oh my goodness, I'm falling apart. And you want to become a machine. Okay, so I have to make that happen. Oh my gosh, I need for these people to live. Okay, well, I gotta do my best and I need your help, but let me see. So, adulthood, haven't even gotten to that yet. Drug lieutenant. You work the drug trade under Kingpin Grady Lohman. He had his men sell drugs when it was profitable and fight the other cartels when the government came around. His social skills kept him on top of the political game, and he always had servants to cook and clean. What the heck? I'm just gonna have my people avoid you. So you don't have any drug addictions or anything like that, so wow, okay. That's gonna be a handful. Let me see what else I'm dealing with. Wow, I didn't even realize this nails my lady perfectly. Okay, we'll go with this one. And can I find out what... Oh my goodness, incapable of dumb labor, so... Wait. That means like what, she can't haul? Because that's actually hilarious. Because Hyatt... Oh no, this is Knives, this is my daughter. Oh, wow. Oh, that's actually a shame. She got all the traits of my real life fiance. The lady, she doesn't really cook, she doesn't clean, she doesn't really move much about. She works hard at her job and she's a wonderful person, but she's not one to tidy up a room, I'll tell you that. But that's Knives, apparently. I mean, but also you're kind of the creepy old man hanging around with like two really young girls. And your backstory just doesn't paint a good picture of what's happening on this planet right now. Like, as soon as we get there, there's already an entire just backstory of what's happening here. I was raised by wolves. That's too good. Oh man. Okay, well, hopefully when she comes back for a meeting, she'll find at least some humor in that. That's pretty good. Yeah, you made it just in time, man. So we got a tricky situation that's evolving here, and I don't mind changing this person because you're here, but I told Bill the cat to just call out a number, a reasonable number, and when I land on that number, if you're cool with it, I'll make you that character. He landed on, like, first of all, the guy number 16 he seemed pretty awesome. He seemed like a pretty tough guy. This guy, on the other hand, can't shoot. He's just, but his backstory is pretty baller. Apparently he just sells drugs to prostitutes and as a child, and he was some crazy kingpin guy. It's ridiculous. So that's what he's doing right there. So I got this one here, this slot. If you're good for it, just throw out a number, but I don't mind getting away from whatever this is. Incapable of dumb labor, that's terrible. It could get worse, like, to be fair. Like, she's pretty young, she is capable of a lot of things, but it's up to you. Life and pain. If you want to throw down a number, that's down with me. But otherwise, I'm definitely sticking to Hyatt here. I mean, look at that. You're a hard worker, steadfast. That is also Hyatt. That's perfect. I'm kind of a brawler, too. I'm into that. Yeah, but if I went up to the numbers someone like kind of chose as they were going along, then I'd miss it because of Twitch lag. I think it's like 15 seconds on top of whatever it takes to come back to me. That'd be a nightmare. Yeah, it sounds more like you. That's my lady. She's at work right now. I don't know. I mean, if you would like, I could turn Hyatt into that, and then I mean the child star is also pretty spot on. I mean, she's definitely a kind and pretty person, but she definitely doesn't like pick and squat up off the floor. So that works for me. You know what? Instead of a big long shuffle, we'll move it around like that. And unfortunately, you're life and pie, so that's all we got space for. And you know what? I'm going with it. Alright, so this is my crew. Oh, lordy. Who do we leave behind? I don't know what this whole left behind section means. Is this possibly people that might pop up or whatnot? Do I need to know anything about them? Let me take a look. No relations to anyone. I'm pretty happy about that. But did you see this last Sims? Did you see this? I want to go a little bit more here. If I ever run across someone named Sims, put them down immediately. Like, what is this? You are so blazed out of anything. How can you even move? Well, good for you. Ignore them. Understood. Thank you. Yeah, so by the way, we randomized onto a desert. So good luck us, but give me a little bit to do some thinking. I'm going to be looking in the chat for some kind of advice because this is going to be tricky. The one thing I do know is that the last time I built on a desert, a very long time ago, I was at least able to use the patches to start growing. And the things that I grew, I don't remember them usually getting plagues or anything like that. And I don't remember malaria being too big of an issue in the desert. So maybe this is a blessing in disguise. We'll figure it out. Now, I'm not going to say that the last run kind of triggered me a little bit, but I'm really considering taking out the cat as soon as possible. But for now, letting the cat live, letting him roam around. I love cats. I have a cat. This is one of my greatest friends, but Yeah, in-game Rimworld cats can just, they can really lead to your starvation pretty quickly. I mean, just think of it. I had only one person in the last round, and I lasted pretty long. I could have lasted twice as long if I didn't have a freaking dog. Drago. Okay, I will look into that and find out first off what that is, and then before I even move, I'm gonna scope out the land and see what I can do here. Okay, this is interesting, but it is a little bit vague. Does this actually mean that I can eat it, or that I just use it as firewood? If it's firewood, that's definitely useful. I usually have a patch of some kind of trees growing. If there's anything else I can do with it, let me know. I've immediately run into my first big problem. I have a couple guns, and I'm trying to think of a hunter. Now, do I give the gun in the hunter position to someone who's they're hardworking and they're steadfast? It sounds really great, but I might want that person back on base and send someone a little less important out. So the only other alternative is someone who is kind and pretty, and they're not doing so well in shooting either. But I think that's it. I think you're my hunter. And the game literally stopped me dead in my tracks. There is no chance I'm gonna ever put this cat down. Its name is Wizard. That is absolutely amazing. All right, awesome. Good to know that I can harvest them for wood. I remember planting trees in the past, and they usually took a really long time to grow, so maybe it was even more than that, but I definitely know that's something important. Um, as far as the traits, I know it's not so much important for them doing damage or anything like that, but it is kind of a personal note on their behalf, because I feel as though someone who's kind, sending them out to go hunt, I don't know, it changes a person. Just like in the last time when I was doing the run, I didn't really like making them into the kind of people that eat other people to survive, but it had to happen. I'm gonna have to turn a nice, kind person into the killer. Now, for what it's worth, it's looking like the most fertile area might be this spot over here. Um, there's a lot going on here, but at the same time, I do appreciate how centralized this is. There's a lot of work that I can do here that'll make it extend even further without having to worry about cave-ins or anything crawling from underneath. You know what? And that just made it a selling point for me is that I got the geyser right here. That should definitely do an amazing job helping me push forward a little bit quicker than if I may have moved to the other situation and had to extend a little bit further. And yeah, man, oh man, you are not kidding about this. This is absolutely desolate. So as far as the growing and the wood situation, I may actually do that before I even worry about building. I may plop down a couple mats for them and get right on growing, because if that's going to really take that long of a time and that's going to be a resource that I rely on, I don't really know if I'm in so much of a hurry to burn through the only wood I have at the moment. Um, yeah, early game tips for the desert to keep these guys alive. That would be fantastic. That's what I'm thinking. For now, I'm just gonna put down some plans and kind of make it as tight as possible, and then kind of look around, see how much of it I can make work. Um, but then before I move on to even building anything, just gonna pick out a few plots to drop down some plants, and then see where I can go from there. And you know what? Another thing I've been thinking is to start off with, I think instead of having a unified building, which I basically do every single time, I may start off with small units for each individual person and then have it spread out a little bit more and then kind of cover more ground on where I am. that was entirely worth the mental effort. I believe I was told that blight spreads across one block sections. So I'm trying to make them 2 blocks across. That way, hopefully, should anything happen to one strip of them, it'll leave the rest alone. And since there's only 3 people, I don't need big blocks of them. So it eliminates the chance that any, hopefully, problems will occur in the future. But definitely don't think any of this stuff is planned. I'm just kind of looking at the board and thinking, what can I do to give my people the best chances I can do? And before I do too much else, I'm just going to look around the land that I'm in, because if there's anything I can get early on, I want to do that. So in case it decomposes later on or if it becomes a problem later on, I already have it taken care of. Wild agave. First, figure out what that is, and then I'll look into harvesting as much as I can. Thanks, man. Nah, okay. You kind of stumbled upon a fun fact. I'm colorblind. To like the 1 out of every 8 guys are colorblind in this way. Um, so a lot of shades of colors really trip me up. So if it's any kind of really small detail that's in a color, it probably looks like a shade of gray or whatnot. Like this here, This looks like a light blue to me. So I could see that as a light blue, but beyond that, this and this are like two different shades of gray. I'm starting to feel bad as soon as you said sparkly things. I'm like, okay, that looks sparkly. Crap, that's dandelions. That's a little. That's. I think I'll find it. I'm gonna find it. If anything, I'll Google it if I have to. What is that? Wait a second. What is this little guy? Oh, I don't want to see you. Where? How close are you to my people? Oh, I don't like you. There's probably more of you, buddy. Well, trouble's at hand here. From the ore, two up, one left. Okay. Ah, I think that looks like aloe, or at least what I think aloe looks like. But yeah, all right, awesome. But at the very least, I definitely think I'm pretty sure I didn't see it all over the place, so I feel at least a little bit better that. Okay, anyway, let me check this out. That kind of a rookie question. If I mine steel, can I use it immediately or do I have to refine it into something? I thought I could use that and compact steel immediately, but I don't quite remember. I'm gonna try it out, and if that's the case, it looks like I have a whole ton of it, so I'm just gonna start building stuff out of steel. Nah, gotcha. Thank you. All right, have a good day at work. Thank you so much for stopping in. I will do my best to keep these guys alive and you can see them again. Thank you. I just started growing smoke leaf, and this guy. Okay, wait, he's sowing smoke. Wait, was he already just smoking it? No. Okay, he was just harvesting it. Man, for a second there, I was like, Jesus, guy jumped on it. But no, everything's good so far. I don't think I have a spot for them to do any of that stuff. Eventually I'm gonna have a dedicated doctor, but for right now, everybody's gotta do the best they can. Okay, I think that's just about enough groundwork. So I have things growing, and now I'm gonna see about getting things moving along. Welcome back. It was a bit of a close call, but I think I'm finally making food again. Oh, wait a minute. These guys all of a sudden stop. I hope they don't starve. What material do I need to cook on the campfire? It's a little bit strange. See, my biggest problem at the moment is that nobody's construction skill now is high enough to make the solar panel I need to power the machine, which will allow me to cook the food that they're currently eating raw. Well, this is looking up at least. Thank goodness I did that right away. There we go. Looks like I finally have someone cooking. Fantastic. Yeah, currently I only had Life and Pie doing construction, but it became a need for the others, but they can't do any of what I need them to do. So this was basically the only guy I got working on it. Yeah, either way is good. Usually, when I have a bunch of people, then I'll go with the numbers because once I have over 8 people, every person can do 1 to 2 to 3 things maybe. But when it's just 3 people, usually I'll just go with whatever the need is as it pops up. Yeah, sorry, buddy. Unless you're coming in to deliver food for us, I can't take you in. No, don't take this as a regular building plan. I'm just throwing stuff at the wall and seeing what sticks. The one problem I used to have in the past is just if I ever did get attacked, my one base would be so grouped together that they would just wipe everything out. Try and just spread out a little bit more, make each individual area kind of cover a little bit more mass, especially in this desert. I mean, seems like the thing to do, but we'll see. This rat means business. By the way, I said I wouldn't eat the cat because his name was awesome, but I'm completely turning around on that right now. We're most certainly going to eat the wizard cat. Yeah, for a second I was thinking about just making a fueled stove because I am gathering all this wood from around, but it's not really going to make much of a difference if I just keep using the campfires. I think that should be good for now. Yeah, I know, I'm looking around for anything I can. And I got some food in there, some couple dead rats. I think I'm gonna be okay. For now, the cat is back on the safe list. So this is funny, right? Before I started worrying about all the food as an immediate problem, I was like, let me start researching passive coolers. But we only really got about that far. So, let's see what we can do. Yeah, I don't know if Pie's gonna make it. She's praying that maybe for the best. It's actually a really unique parallel in that in the last map, I had an abundance of absolutely everything I needed. I had all the plants in the world. I had just all the resources you can need, except the one colonist who couldn't hunt and take advantage of any of that. Now, I have a couple, seemingly handy folk basically starving to death because the dang desert doesn't have anything in it. Well, folks, we're going to have cotton, potatoes, and smoke leaf. That's fantastic. This might be good. I learned early on the last round that eating people is a valid strategy. So let's see how this goes. Wait, screw the raider. That looks like something to eat.